There's an item in Fortnite that's so broken, especially in ranked. So if you're watching this video, I have gathered all the knowledge and information about ranked mode and how to rank up. Even if you're not good, by watching this and following it step by step, you should be able to get to Diamond, Elite, or maybe even Unreal. So I'm going to try my best to basically play this game as if I am not confident in my builds. I'm not going to do anything crazy or fancy. I'm going to show you my loot path. I'm going to show you how to abuse this item and exactly what you need. The item is actually going to be the Thunder Spears, and this actually works really well, especially after the nerf to nades, because a lot of people are not expecting the Thunder Spears in action. So the first thing I do is I land here because there is an ODM chest. So usually it can give you Thunder Spears plus the ODM movement. This time I only got the spears, but that's okay. We can find ODM elsewhere, or we can find the Spider-Man gloves for movement. Those are going to be your two only options for movement because Fortnite has vaulted the blade, and it's probably vaulted forever. So so what we're going to do right now is we're going to farm just a little bit. We're going to go right outside. I believe there is this gonna be some quick gold every game. Obviously your gold carries over, so it's kind of nice to have some extra gold on you. Fortnite broke the rocks a while back. These two big rocks right here will give us about 200 brick in total, and at this point we're just gonna farm. Oh yeah, this rock is kind of broken, so it has two rocks in one. So this one rock gave us 200 brick. Now that's a glitched rock right there. So the important thing is you need to have a loot path. You need to have a spot that you land at every single game. You need to use that spot and know where all the chests are, all the good farming locations are. And I like this spot has a little bit of metal because there isn't a lot of metal on the Fortnite map. And I'm working my way back here to this house, and there's a reason why I'm going back there. By the time I get there, I should have my first augment. Now, there's my first augment. And here's the thing. There's a lot of really, really bad augments right now. So I'm going to show you which augments I actually prefer. And I will re-roll a little to get them, but at the same time I don't want to spend all my gold to get them, so I'm going to try my best to hopefully get what I'm looking for here. So there's only like 5 or 6 augments that are actually useful in ranked mode or just in general. And shock and recycle and more parkour, those are probably like not that useful in my opinion. They're not the worst ones though. So we're going to re-roll here. We got SMG sign off, munition slide, we don't want that. Tracker's army is good, but only in team modes. Realistically, we're not going to be using that. First assault is actually amazing, but I want to first see what we have here. We have a purple shotgun, so I'm actually going to re-roll one more time, and I'm gonna settle for light fingers. I was actually hoping for keys. Actually, someone pulling up. So remember, early game fights are absolutely not worth it. I'm going to ADS here to completely remove my crouch steps. You got to remember, ADSing actually makes your footsteps completely silent. If you walk around crouch, your footsteps are quiet, but ADSing makes them completely silent. So here's the key thing. If you die in the early game, you lose a lot of rank. If you just make it to the end game, you're probably not going to lose much. And if you make it to the end game and actually win, that's when you gain a ton of rank. So this guy's actually pulling up on another guy. I think there's 2 people here. Because this guy, I think he hears him. This other guy's swinging away right now. He's swinging away above me. So I'm going to just third party, and I'm going to show you how these spears are extremely useful, especially in the third party. So all I need to do to get, I'm going to steal this kill right here. I'm going to throw this other one to try to hit him. I hit him for 100. Now, I'm going to drop down. Basically just take his wall right here. Break through, break through. Okay, I was gonna break through, but he kind of rushed me with no health. So you saw what I did with those spears right there. The spears, all you have to do is stick them to the outside of your opponent's builds, and if they're anywhere near, like he was kind of standing in the middle, he still took 100 damage. And then the second one, I threw it in his direction, I hit him for 100. So people do not expect these spears, especially really good players. They're not ready for them because a lot of people are not carrying them. We're gonna go with Bush Warrior here. That one's going to be extremely useful, especially since we're going to be playing for the end game now. We have ODM gear. We have minis. I would like to get splashes. But before we do that, I'm actually going to need to make a hire. A lot of people, especially the top players, they do not hire NPCs. And once you realize how good hiring NPCs are, you're going to be hiring them every single game. The closest NPC for me here is going to be the sludge guy. He's in Steamy Springs. So I'm going to stay on this south side of the map. It's going to be a little bit more quiet here. I shouldn't run into many people. And even if I do, I'm probably going to just disengage. Because at this point, there's only 40 people left. And I basically just have to make it to the end game and I'm guaranteed to gain rank. But if I can convert this to a win, it's going to be a lot better. Now listen, I'm playing very sweaty right now, okay? I'm playing extremely try hard. And luckily for me though, I actually had a recent sponsor that's going to help me with my sweaty games, because when you get sweaty, sometimes you get a little stinky. And that's why last weekend I actually did a really awesome stream with Old Spice. And there was this green guy in the room just kind of annoying me the whole time. And it got to a point where someone had to bust through a wall and take him down. And it was actually the Eaglefangs mascot for Old Spice. I've always been a fan of the Old Spice commercials, and now I'm actually in one. And the whole experience was crazy, and I had such a fun time filming it. This was all done live while I was playing Fortnite. So the chat just absolutely lost it, and it was hilarious. There was a lot of little funny moments and bits that they had planned the entire time. And who knows, guys, the next time you watch an Old Spice commercial, it might be the one I'm in. It's for their new Eaglefangs deodorant, which will keep you smelling your best even when you're on the sweatiest loot path in Fortnite. Speaking of loot paths, on the way towards Sledgehammer, there's actually these 2 vaults that spawn here. These guys spawn here every single game. There's also 2 vaults that spawn on this island. That way my gold can stay relatively healthy. And I actually prefer the ODM over the Spider-Man gloves. And you might be wondering, why do I prefer ODM over Spider-Man? I believe it's better in build mode. It's harder to shoot people who are swinging with ODM gear, because if you remember the Spider-Man gloves, you can actually shoot the web itself to knock them down. Now we have Keymaster, but I already have 2 keys. I'm just going to do one more roll, and I will settle for first assault. And even though I don't have an AR, there's always a chance for me to make a play for the pulse rifle. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come and hire Sludge. What I like about Sludge, obviously he throws nades, and those have been nerfed. But what I like about him, first of all, he does sell a shotgun if you needed one, but we already have one. This guy's actually opening my loot cache, so I might make a play to try to like stop him. I don't want to swing too close. I'm going to do one more swing to get myself above. I don't want him to hear me. So now we're here. We know he's in a box. Remember, we have our thunder spears. We might actually be able to hit him for 100. Just want to see which side of the box he's on. Kind of hard to see, but we're going to go ahead and I hit him. I didn't hit him there, but so, okay, it looks like he's actually playing aggressive. So I'm just going to hide here. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight. Remember, I'm like, even if I feel confident in this, I'm not going to fight. Right now, I'm just basically stalling. I want Sledge to distract him. And as soon as he starts shooting Sledge, you got to remember, Sledge has like an insane amount of, he has an insane amount of health. I'm not trying to fight him. I want Sledge to distract him. Sledge is throwing his nades. Literally just playing passive right now. Even though I hate when people play like this, it's ranked. I'm not trying to have a mid-game death. All right, he killed Sledge, unfortunately. But that's okay, because there we go. All right, he has slurps, right? All right, I'm leaving now. I honestly felt pretty confident in that fight. I'm just going to leave anyways. I'm going to use this car. I felt pretty confident in that fight. He had the slurps, and there was a few moments where I could have gone for him. But like I said, we're playing this as if I suck, and I'm not confident in the fight. Now that Sledge is dead, though, we can hire another NPC, and that is exactly what we're going to do. But first, we're going to run in here. We're going to drink more of these. There's 19 people left. We have 2 eliminations. Eliminations in the early game are not worth that much. The late game eliminations are the ones that are going to be worth a lot. I'm going to reroll again. At this point, I'm not really sure which augment I want to finish with. Aerialist is perfect. Obviously, it's kind of rare to get Aerialist, so I wouldn't count on it. Now I'm going to check the vaults here. I'll take the extra rarity SMG, and I'm going to farm up the extra metal that's at this location. I'm going to prioritize metal because it's harder to find metal. There's 13 people left. You got to watch out for these bushes. There's usually people creeping. And as we get ready to approach the end game, we know it's going to get sweaty because players know how many points you can gain for the win. Luckily for me, this weekend with Old Spice prepared me for all kinds of crazy things. Even through chaos, distractions, and potentially sweats, Old Spice Eaglefangs is going to keep me smelling good and focused. And the important part is when there is chaos and you're being pressured by sweaty players, you got to keep a cool head and just stay focused and calm. Too many people panic in the end game because they've made it so far and they don't want to die. That's what's going to get you killed. You need to stay cool, stay focused, and stay smelling fresh thanks to Old Spice Eaglefangs. Now this is technically late game, so the eliminations are actually going to be worth more around this point in the game once the circle closes. So I still have 4 Thunder Spears, and I use them to get 2 eliminations. I actually want to use them to get another 2 if possible. Okay, circle's pushing up. It's going to be about the halfway point right here. I hear shots in the distance. Very simple. We're going to make this rotation. We're going to stay on this side because it was already very quiet on this side. We haven't heard anything, so we're going to rotate on the dead side. And our goal right now is just going to be to either find a bush or box up in the circle. Something to remember here is a lot of the players are going to have mythic shotguns and they're going to have slurps. I'm going to duck past this guy. But he's driving there. I'm wondering why he's driving outside of the circle. He's either looking for players or he needs something. When this zone actually closes in, this part of the storm is actually going to push back into the circle. You see where it's pushing back. The best spot to be in is actually in the new part of the circle because you know no one is going to be in there. So you might even be able to like go into some old builds, find even more loot if you need to. But watch this. Like I'm pretty much going to be untouched as I go through here. Obviously watch your back. Use some of these builds for cover. And I'm just going to look. I'm just going to see like what's available. Like I could go into that build fight. But I think I'm just going to go back here and farm this extra metal. 10 players remain. And by the way, this is an unreal ranked lobby. So a lot of these players are extremely sweaty. Oh, but there is splashes here. So I'm going to drop these for the splashes. I'm going to prefer the splashes for sure. We're going to do the same thing in this next circle. The circle is moving in over there. So we're going to go back here. We're going to move into the new part of the circle. It's going to be the safest spot to be unless obviously someone is pushing. This guy's already pushing there. That's fine. What we'll do here is, and notice how I haven't even used my ODM. I've been chilling. We'll chill here because this is a bush and you know, it's all the way back here. Someone might actually try to come into this bush. And if they do, that's perfect. Person's going past. And remember, with these Thunder Spears, if it's the perfect tool to third party. If someone gets cracked and they're in their box, you can actually throw a Thunder Spear and almost guarantee the kill if they have less than 100 health. So we're going to watch this and see exactly how this plays out. These guys are fighting. They're in a box fight. There's more people showing up. Looks like that person just one-pumped him, by the way. He has to have a mythic shotgun to have done that. Now, in this scenario, I'm not going to move into the new circle just because I don't necessarily need to. Like, this is an ideal bush position, and I have, like, visuals on every single person. So far in this video, anyone with like an average skill set and building could have made it to where I am right now. The goal is to gain rank, right? It's really important to know that winning a game is worth a lot more than second place. So we're gonna play for the win here. There's a couple players fighting. That guy is cracked. I could potentially kill him right here, but look, it's good that I didn't shoot because he already died. Those guys are fighting. I'm seeing if any of them are cracked. So we got 2 players in front of me, and I'm not quite sure where the other guys are, but we're just going to keep our eye on the circle. Circle's pulling this way. We're just going to go this way. We're going to go opposite of where those guys are. And we're just going to pull. I do got to be careful not to run into anybody here. Coast seems to be clear. And for the sake of this, I'm actually just going to hide in this box. If I see an opportunity to kill someone, I will. This person doesn't seem hurt. He's being pushed. This is the aggressor. I'm going to shoot this guy because he's actually been pushing every single person in this lobby. So I'm going to prioritize messing him up over other people. I wasted one of my spears. That's okay. Having those guys fight. Checking my left. Make sure there's no one there. This guy's cracked. One more. There we go. 100. All right. For some reason, he was just out of range. Okay, so I hear this guy actually swinging back here. This is a point where I'll have to take this 1v1. I don't want to take it at the expense of the other player attacking me. So this guy actually seems to play a little bit passive. I'm actually just going to get above him, and I'm still going to look back. If that guy's running away, I'm not going to prioritize shooting him. I'm just going to prioritize the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man skin seems to be the better player out of all these guys remaining. So I'm going to prioritize killing the Spider-Man. I see him over there. He's trying to take that guy's wall. Just gonna shoot the Spider-Man. Sounds like he got cracked. Gonna put some pressure. All right, those guys are fighting. Gonna keep moving. It's okay. This guy hit me once. That's fine. Don't know why this
This guy wants the smoke so bad right now. That's okay. Gonna stay ahead of circle. Connect to the floor right there. That guy decided to storm. Gonna start tagging him up. Still prioritizing that guy. He was the decent player in this lobby. Okay, so now the circle is moving. It's a 1v1 now. Just gonna get ahead of him. I hear him in the bush. Reloading my one use. We're running low on ammo, so I'm gonna try to prioritize getting a hit here. Grab the extra heals. All right, so unfortunately he has slurps ticking. So I'm gonna go up ahead. Looking for a shotgun shot. Go ahead right here. There we go. GG's. And just like that, an unreal lobby win. I didn't do anything fancy. I hope you guys enjoyed this sweaty educational commentary. If you're looking for a deodorant, be sure to check out Old Spice Eaglefangs next time you're in store.